Yeah, hi. My name is Mike Smella, founder of NFI, and I want to go over today a very, very powerful financial tool called the Worth account that also has the ability to be private labeled for organizations such as Life Leadership. And what you're looking at now is basically the replicated site. Again, in this case, Worth Unlimited would not be there, it would be Life Leadership or whatever you wanted to call it with that. And this is what we basically let clients take a look at, or prospective clients take a look at, to show, see if they have interest in this particular program. There are 3 basic overview videos. And then when they watch that, if they want additional information, it's as simple as them going in, putting information in, submitting it, and then again, we would be able to follow up, or in this case, you would be able to follow up, and then refer them directly to the Worth coaching staff, even in a private label situation, to follow up with the clients, run their what's called run their analysis, see if it's a program that would work for them, walk them through the sales presentation, and if they decide to go ahead and purchase the program and become become a client for life, that would all happen potentially again through through Worth and the coaching staff there. So what I want to do right now is I want to be able to go in your book, The Financial Matrix by Oren. There is on page 12, there's a bunch of information here showing basically what the average American family is as far as their debt structure. So what I wanted to be able to show was how powerful this program is based off the average American family as outlined in the book. So when we can go in, and again, when we do an analysis for a client, we can go in and say, okay, let's take a look at what their mortgage is. They originally had a mortgage for $155,000. Their balance on it right now is about $148,000. Payments $962.51, of which $200 goes to escrows at an interest rate of 4.25%. In their loans, they have an auto loan, 2 auto loans. One of them they owe about $20,000 on, another one they owe about $10,000 on. Their payments are $472 and $272. They also have a student loan, which has, again, just to go in and kind of see how we input this, student loan that had a $40,000 balance. Initially, they owe about $29,000 on. So that's their student loan. So they've got, again, average car loans, pretty much average student loans. Their credit card debt is, again, about $15,000, which is average from what the statistics are showing. When we go in and look at their income, in this case, again, we're going to say that they have maybe just a tad bit more than the median household income. But again, they bring home $1,700 every 2 weeks. So that's bringing home $3,400 a month. Which again may go up, may be a little bit more than what the median is showing in the book. But again, as we look through this, we're going to go and see what happens. So again, on their discretion, what we call is their discretionary income. In this case, we can see that they bring home $3,400 a month. They've got roughly $2,400 going to pay debts. And let's say that at the end of the month, after all of their expenses and bills and everything are paid, they only have $44.54 left over at the end of the month. A very typical living paycheck to paycheck kind of situation. Certainly a situation that they would never think that they would be able to get out of debt in a reasonable period of time without playing the offense side of Life Leadership, again, which we can kind of get into as well. Let's also take a look at their bank accounts. In this case, they've got a checking account that they have a $300 balance in, and they've got a savings account that they've got a $500 balance on. Now, what we're also going to show here is that we are going to use the $500 strictly as savings. So we are not going to utilize this money at all to pay off debt. So again, guys, we're looking at a real skinny type of a situation. So based off of all of that information, when we put it into the software, into the analysis software, we can see again that this average American family makes $3,400. They've got $2,400 in debt. They only have another $1,000 that they're spending for all their other bills and living expenses, and they got $44.54 left over. Certainly doesn't seem like they've got an awful lot of efficiencies there to be able to pay down debt. Well, again, based off of the over $14 million that of research and development into the math algorithms and how to leverage existing banking rules and tools, we're going to show in this situation how to address Mr. and Mrs. Average American Family. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say, let's do this presentation for them. They're going to look at the current situation. And again, this all gets done by the coaches at Worth. So it's nothing that would have to be done by your organization. So in this case, they owe a total of about $223,000. But again, they don't have the money to pay that back right now. So they're going to be sticking with the bank's plan. And as you point out in the book, the bank's plan is you're going to be paying an awful lot more interest. So in their case, they're going to be paying an additional $131,000 in interest, which represents basically 3 complete years of their income just going to pay interest. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Family, how does that make you feel? Holy cow, that doesn't make me feel real good, Mike. On average, it's costing them $400 a month just paying interest. And for every dollar of mortgage debt that they pay down, it is costing them $3.19. So they start to get a feeling that, wow, we may be in some trouble. Or by moving over and by working with the Worth account, you could save over $80,000, which represents a 61% savings in what you are scheduled to pay. And you will be completely mortgage and debt free in 9.1 years without changing your lifestyle. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Family, it's not just about the money that you're going to save, because again, we're looking at this from a 30,000 foot view. You're going to also save about 18 years worth of time. Currently, they are on track to have their debts, all of their debts paid off 27.3 years. We're going to cut that basically in a third to 9 years. That's pretty doggone strong. And again, remember, they have less than $50 a month of discretionary income. So we're going to make a huge, huge difference in these people's lives. If they just take the $2,400 that they are or currently spending toward their debt, have it paid off in 9 years, and then at that point, just take that $2,400 a month, put it into a savings account at 1%. By the time they are currently scheduled to pay off their debts, they would have amassed an additional $605,000 built up in the good for themselves just in a savings account, a very safe savings account. In addition to the other $80,000, we are looking at this family with under $50 a month of discretionary income being able to make literally a $700,000 financial difference in their life by doing a new path versus the path that they are currently on. Is that strong? Yeah, that's pretty doggone strong. Now, in their situation, the cost for them to become a client is $3,232, which would pay for itself in about 4 months, and it will cost them $736 a month to procrastinate on this. Again, where do they come up with the money on that? Well, again, this may sound weird, but in some cases, they'll put it on a credit card. In some cases, they may have to finance it. And Worth does have financing options available. What we want to be able to do is anybody, again, in this situation, average family, they don't have an awful lot of money left over at the end of the month, but to be able to go from 27 years down to 9 years and be completely mortgage and debt free, they're going to figure out a way. We're going to help them to figure out a way that they can get into this absolutely tremendous program that will empower them to not only pay off debt, but to build wealth as well. If they want to go ahead and proceed, again, it's just a matter of going in, and again, the coaching staff would go ahead and help them get all signed up and become a client. Once they become a client, they would schedule another coaching session to go through and enter in their expenses. If they want to bulk their expenses together, they can. If they want to itemize every single thing, they can. They will learn how to use the software and how to make the software work for them. Again, once they become clients, and in this case, it's going to act as though this entire program is under Life Leadership, and that you guys spent the $14 million and the 10 plus years to get this up and going. They're your clients, but everything is backed up by Worth. Now, let's also go in, and I want to do one other thing. So let's go in on the offensive side. Yep, I can. Let's go back in here. Log back in. What I do want to also show, which is really cool, is again going on the offensive side on this to show, Mr. and Mrs. Average Family, who right now has $47 a month of discretionary income. Let's go in and make a couple changes, or a real quick change. Let's go in under their income and let's add a second source of income. Let's say that they now have a second source of income for once a month for, let's just say, $500 using their Life Leadership income that they're now going to be using. Let's take a look and see what happens there. So we're going to go ahead and save that. Now we look under their discretionary income. Now their discretionary income shows $544. Now let's go to the summary. If I can make my computer work. So again, all we did is we showed them, what if you had the ability to create additional income? What is that going to do for you? Now let's go back to the presentation and let's show something real quick here. Again, let's walk through it. Now again, with $44 a month of discretionary income, they were paying off in 9.8 years. Let's just kind of walk through real quick. Again, it's costing them the $400. Showing them how they could, again, in this case, oh, sorry about that. Good old live presentations. So in this case now, that would drop it down to 7.3 years. So we can now show how the program can help them see how, again, not only can they leverage where they're at right now, but they can then go down from 9 point, I think whatever it was, 9 point some years down to 7.3 years, and actually be able to help them save even more dollars by doing two things: by using this program on the defensive side, and to be able to show them how to leverage banking tools and rules to their benefit. And then going from the offensive side, now we can see it's an $800,000 plus an additional the amount that they were saving on their on the interest that they're not paying. So now we're looking at close to a $900,000 difference for these folks by doing exactly what Life Leadership is all about, which is showing them how to play defense, how to play offense, and then how to level the playing field, or how to actually have the playing field be tipped in their favor. So again, I just wanted to show this to you, and and let you know what's going on with it. I look forward to talking further. Again, my name is Mike Smella, can be reached at 248-705-4456. And thank you for taking the time on this. Take care now.